Hi, this is Eddie Hearn and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Lights Out, I'm Faisal Khan. Delighted to be joined by Mr. 3-0, Mickey Mills. Mickey, how you doing?
Very good, man. How you been? All right?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for asking. Scheduled to be out on March the 23rd?
16th.
March 16th, Corn Exchange.
Yeah, that's the one.
Another Shamrock boxing event.
Yeah.
Get down there, fans, if you haven't been. A good night of boxing. Definitely one to look forward to. Mickey, your last fight, it was obviously at the Shamrock boxing event. Looking back on it, have you had a chance to watch it and tell me what, how happy were you with your performance?
Yeah, you know what, I was surprisingly happy with my performance. I was surprisingly happy. When I was in there, I was thinking...
Just going to stop you because you were a bit critical after the interview that we done after the fight.
What it was I was watching the third round. I remember coming out of the ring and saying to the ref, like, I thought I won all 4 rounds. I thought I was ready to rock and roll. And the ref said, no, you didn't do enough in the third. And I watched the third back and I was 100%. I just didn't do enough. I wasn't active enough. So my plan is now, because I've got the fitness too, I want to be able to set a pace now that people can't keep up with. I think that's going to be my primary game plan going forward when I'm trying to mature as a fighter. My plan is to set paces and use my fitness as a asset more than anything.
And how is preparation and training camp going for March the 16th?
Yeah, very good, real good. It always does, to be honest with you. Always working hard. The most important thing is just showing up. You know what I mean? 90% of the time it is just showing up and getting the work done, as opposed to, because like I say, you're not gonna feel great every second session. You know what I mean? So a lot of the time it is just showing up, getting the work in, and next thing you know, you kind of like building brick by brick. And now we're what, 4 or 5 weeks out, and now it's all kind of coming together nicely, like a nice little plan.
And I know you've got a bit of Irish heritage in you, and the fight falls on St. Patrick's Day as well. So how happy are you that you're going to be getting involved in a tear-up on St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, exactly. It's everyone.
It's kind of like a family ritual to have a tear-up on St. Patrick's Day.
It happens any time my family gets together anyway, so that is basically a ritual. But no, it's awesome. It's awesome. Like I say, my father's side are all Irish. They're all from Dublin. We've got a couple of lads coming down actually to watch the fight. I've never watched before, so that's going to be good. I'm very proud of my Irish heritage, just as much as I'm my English heritage. My English heritage is just as important to me. But like I say, falling on St. Paddy's Day, you can't really argue with it. And it's an excuse to get absolutely smashed afterwards. Well, I say that, but last time I was supposed to get smashed afterwards, and I had one drink and thought I don't want to be here anymore. I had to go home. I just wanted Krispy Kremes. That's all I care about.
Yeah, no, 100%. Last year, 3-0, did what you had to do. Moving on to 2019 now. Now that you've obviously had that relaxing period, you're back in the gym now, what's your sight set on for 2019? What can we expect to see from you this year?
I think my aim always is and always will be to put on a show, more than anything. I think too many of us are just gifted numbers, and we're given numbers, and you got to bear in mind where we're from, £40, you know what I mean? That's a lot of money, for anybody. £40 is a lot of money to be buying a ticket. So when people buy a ticket and all you're doing is chasing someone around a ring and they're not throwing anything back, I don't like that. My primary goal always is to put on a show. So when people buy tickets from me, they can expect to have a show put on. You know what I mean? They expect to fight. They can't expect me just to stand there and tap about with someone and then be like, oh yeah, I've won that. No, none of that. I want to put on a show. I want people to enjoy watching me. I want people to want to watch me, as opposed to feeling like they have to. You know what I mean?
Of course, when we spoke to you last, well, we spoke to you a few times. I think we've done 3 interviews with you last year. Yeah, we spoke a lot about Amir Khan and Kell Brook. A fight that we really want to see. But now it looks like Amir Khan's taken a different path into fighting Terence Crawford for the world title, and it looks like Kell Brook might either fight, Jarrett Hurd or even Jesse Vargas. You said that money was the issue last time for that fight not happening.
Yeah.
Looking at it now, what do you think the issue is, and why do you think it's not happened?
Honestly, I can't read Khan, man. I don't know. I generally can't read it. I don't know. I think he, I don't know if he's in it for the money or if he's in it for I don't know. I generally don't know. Maybe he just wants to fight anybody. Because fair play to him, since the Canelo fight, that guy on my respect tenfold for even taking that fight, for chasing it more. He actually chased that fight more than anything. The fact he took it, for me, I thought, fair play to man. You're in my good books. I really like him as a fighter. I would support him. But in terms of the fight, I think a lot of politics that people don't see happens. Beyond it, so we can speculate, say, oh, it was because of the money, or it was because of this, because he was ducking him, or whatever. I think so much politics goes on, whether it's like 50-50 or 60-40 or whatever, the minute details. I think that is such a massive issue to these people, because they're working on such big amounts of money, and they're working on such big arenas and things like that. I think so much politics comes into play that we generally can't speculate as to why these things don't happen. We just kind of have to accept them for what they are. So I think that going forward, I think Amir Khan I think he goes. I don't know what he does after this. Like I said, I can't read him. I don't know, man. Like, what do you think?
Do you know what? Before obviously the fight was announced, obviously everybody wants to see him fight Kell Brook, but I've got to give him respect for taking the Terence Crawford fight. It's a much harder fight. It's probably for less money. It's going over to America, which he's done before. So no, credit to him, definitely. And obviously, I think I've got Terence Crawford is obviously the favourite, but it's going to be a tough fight. One of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. You're 100% right. What's your take on it? Do you think he might have ducked Kell Brook, or do you think he's thought, I might not get another shot at a world title, I'm better off taking this route?
I wouldn't say he's out of his prime. I wouldn't say that. So I don't know if he's ducking his option. Like I say, the reason I keep referring back to the Canelo fight, because that to me was like a ridiculously hard fight to take. So in terms of him ducking people, I can't imagine him ducking people after a fight like that. Does that make sense? So I'm thinking,
especially if it was a fight he was in control of until he got knocked out.
Bro, like he did so well, and like I say, at any moment with Canelo you could get laid out, and he did. But he was just like, this is it. This is boxing. And the fact that he chased that fight, I don't think ducking people is within his agenda or part of it. Now, you're talking Joshua Fury, I reckon that's a different story. I reckon people might be ducking each other. But in terms of these guys, I don't think so.
I'm going to obviously bring you now to the Joshua Fury thing now that you've mentioned it. Looking at it, what's your take on it? Who do you think's ducking who? And do you think someone is ducking, or do you think
I mean, like I say, in terms of we never know, let's be honest, we can only speculate. We never know. Their conversations might be completely different to what we see in the news and what we see on YouTube and all sorts of stuff. But by the looks of it, it looks like Joshua doesn't want to fight him. And after a performance like that against Wilder, would you want to fight him? Like, he looks sharp as hell. And you think at that weight, the backing that Fury's now got behind him, the social media blow up that he had, you know what I mean? It's just got bigger and bigger and bigger. But for me, I don't know, man. Joshua's one of my favourite fighters of all time. But I don't know whether he comes out better in that fight. I generally don't know.
When you talk about ducking, and you talk about fighters not taking certain fights, do you look at it as if, and you think that promoters have a massive part to play in it, and do you think the promoting side of boxing is what really lets the sport down at times?
I don't know if I'd say let it down, because the amount of money that is generated is through this promotion, is through these promoters and through these people that have to do what they have to do in terms of they have to sell the fight the way they do, and they have to wait X amount of time, which a lot of people don't understand. I don't think a lot of people understand the fact that some promoters or managers make the fight wait. So they make the fight wait maybe 2-3 years because it is bigger down the line. People don't see that. I think the general public just see, we want this fight now, let's fight, let's do this. So I don't know if it's I wouldn't say it's in a bad light. I think boxing's in a bad light within itself because of the what's the word? The problems with the judging that we've had, as I'm sure you've seen, and some of the corruption within it. But I don't think promoters are the problem. I think maybe the money overall is a problem. But like I say, who even knows, bro? Like, I don't know. Like half the stuff that goes on within boxing is all behind shadows of closed doors. Nobody really knows. Honestly, all I do is see this fight, and if that fight doesn't happen, I think, whatever, next fight, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't think like that, but for me personally, I think, well, who's next? You know what I mean? Who's next for this person, or who's not next for this person, or are they going to even fight each other? Like Joshua Fury, maybe not. They might not fight each other for another 5 years. You never know, man. But whatever, we just watch what we got, I suppose. We can pioneer for it and whatever. But
no, definitely, Mickey, well said. I agree with everything you've just said there. But obviously, they're fights that everybody wants to see. So yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed. One final question, Mickey. What's what can we expect to see from yourself in 2019?
Performances. I think I'm going to mature better as a fighter. I'm hopefully going to just rally the same amount of support that I have. Like I say, well, you were at the fight, my last fight, and we had a. It was a very good turnout. It was a very good turnout. So I want to. My primary aim, as always, has always been to give my town something to be proud of. My town doesn't really have much to be proud of, other than like Paula Radcliffe and Matt Skelton. They're two big names who come from my town.
The Embankment's not that bad either.
The Embankment's not that bad, but you're gonna have to dodge a few crackheads on your way down. But other than that, you're all right. Now, I think that I really just want to be the. It's amazing what people do when they see you doing well, and how much response and positive feedback you get from people. So my plan is to give those people something to be proud of. And I've got to say, without my sponsor SHQS, which is Sean Harvey Quantity Surveying, I, without a shadow of doubt, would not be where I am. I wouldn't be able to do what I do. They provide me with the support, funded financially, and every other form of support that you could possibly want. And people like me, from where we're from, it's not easy to break into this kind of sport, and having those guys behind me, I can't thank them enough. So thank you if you're watching this.
So it was a pleasure talking to you, Mickey. We look forward to seeing you in a few weeks. Good luck for the fight. We'll be there, and hopefully get an interview with you after the fight. Mickey Mills, thank you very much. Talk to Lights Out.
Cheers, thank you very much. Bye.